for two wild guys throwing out spicy ideals on fantasy football. Welcome back to the Dynasty Football Maniac. Trust at your own risk.
All right. So we've already covered three of the divisions for the AFC. We've done the North, the South, the East, and then we saved the worst for last because everybody knows this is the worst division of the AFC. I mean, there is not a football player or a football fan out there that knows that this is like this whole little entourage is, oh my God, why is it even here? But we're going to go ahead and talk about them. I'm having fun, guys. Don't take that much offense to it. I'm going to pour me another little red solo cup. So with that being said, we all know who's in the West. If you don't know by now, I'm going to teach you today. That's Kansas City Chiefs, Las Vegas Raiders, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Denver Broncos. Now, every one of them teams, when I hear their names, I cringe. Except for the Raiders, I do get a little excited, but I've always liked the bad boys. The Chargers, I don't want to tell you what I want to do to myself when I hear that name. And the Chiefs, it's like, that's another one. And the Broncos, I never liked the Broncos even when Elway played with them. So, I mean, I just never liked the Broncos. I mean, there you go.
Damn.
Sorry.
So you just don't like this division at all.
Yeah. I mean, so, yeah, I'm not the fondest, like, yeah, that's me. That's my opinion only. But we're going to talk about them, and I will give them respect. And then you're going to say at the end of the show, wow, did he just say all that at the beginning of the show, but did this at the end of the show? Okay, whatever. It happens. All right. So I'm not going to give away the end of the show. So we're gonna get there. So let's start with the first team. It's easy. Let's start with the worst of the bunch. And maybe I jumped ahead, but it's not really the worst of the bunch because actually I don't think they are the worst of the bunch. But they're going to be better than most teams. All these teams are going to be better than most teams. That's the sick part about the AFC West is it's the AFC West. It's like you just like, okay. And the Raiders are going to be a tough team. They're we all know Pete Carroll has this thing where, yeah, when he went to the Seahawks, he made his first year in the playoffs and all this magic happened. I don't think we're going to see that magic this year, even though we want to dream about it. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he has all the pieces clearly there to make it happen. But is he a step closer? Yes, he is very much a step closer. I think the weaknesses are the wide receiver room and the quarterback needs improvement. I think that whole, Geno Smith's good. I'm not saying he's not. But we've seen what he did with Seattle last year. And we've seen what he's done. He's been amazing, but he's not amazing. Wide receiver room, there's a lot of question marks. The only thing, and really the running back room is a question mark. Yeah, Ashton Jennings was one. Yeah, he's going to be a top-notch running back. But there's still a lot to be said about the Raiders. The Raiders have their little issues, and I wonder if some of them issues are going to unfold with the Pete Carroll era. We'll have to see. So with that breakdown, looking at the depth chart, for fantasy-related wise, oh, whoa, I hit the wrong button on that. Lord have mercy on me. Okay, I thought I went to the Cleveland Browns. That's even more trashier. Oh,
come on, man.
No, I brought it back. I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
I am finally. So I did email. But I messaged Sleeper, and I haven't even checked to see if they've done it yet. But they have had Tom Millette listed as a quarterback, which that's what he was drafted as. But everybody knew from the get-go that they were training him up as a wide receiver, and he's clearly on the depth charts as a wide receiver. So I was wondering when Sleeper was going to update their app and put him in. And I can't even get it to bring up. I am so sorry. I had it brought up and I closed it out because I'm typing in the wrong keyboard. That's why I got two computers open up. Forgive me. Sleeper. I looked up some film called Sleeper. That's not what we want to look at. Don't worry, it wasn't that kind of film. It was a horror film. It's like, well, you went a lot of ways with that, Ralph. So let's get right here. Let's go to PP. I call it PPR heaven. Or no, I'm just gonna look at one of our leagues. No, we'll go to PPR heaven so I can see PPR heaven player points. We are looking up Tommy. Type in the right keyboard. Not Tommy DeVito.
Oh no.
Well, he didn't pick up either there. Come on, really, guys? Oh, I'm doing it again. I'm typing in the wrong keyboard. Maybe I should move that keyboard.
That would probably be a good idea.
First, I gotta look at the player. Oh man, I am so jacked up. I started off great, then I was like, lost my place. So forgive me, folks. Technical difficulties in my head. Let's get that straight. It's not the computer. It's my mind. Tommy Millette.
Oh yeah.
So where is he at on Sleeper? Okay, so I just pulled it. What did they do? Take him off? There he is. Still listed as a freaking quarterback. So are we just going to wait until the season starts to update this? I mean, he's going to be playing wide receiver. He's already listed as wide receiver 2 behind Jacoby Myers. He's the punt returner. He's a kick returner. They changed it up. Now they put Trey Tucker as a punt returner, which shocked me. And whatever reasons they did that, who knows? So now it's like, I don't know if you'd really want to pick him up as your punt returner. I know earlier I was saying he was going to probably be a good punt returner because he was for both, but now they got him listed as just a kick returner. I would I have him drafted. I would put him on your taxi squad and watch him because they're kind of comparing him to Julian Edelman, and Julian Edelman became a really good wide receiver. So Pete Carroll really knows his stuff, and he really knows what he's doing. So if he feels like this guy is that guy, then we need to pay attention. I'm surprised Trey Tucker beat out Jack Beck for the starting position. I just didn't see that happen. Dante Thornton Jr. got the starting position, but that all could change because right now they're going through their whole little preseason thing. So none of this is finalized. Brock Bowers is still the tight end 1 behind Michael
Right.
Mayer. But I'll tell you guys right now, for tight ends, Michael Mayer is still a good pickup. He's not a pickup like as your tight end 1, but if you needed a backup tight end, he's still going to score points. So he's someone you want to put on your bench. Brock Bowers is a receiver. I mean, that's what they're using him for. So the quarterback room is a lot better than what it looked like last year. They added Geno Smith from Seattle Seahawks. Aiden O'Connell still the backup. They added Cam Miller, which they drafted in the draft. He's a pretty decent quarterback. And then they also picked up Ashton Jentney, he was first round draft. And then right behind him is Raheem Morissette. So I mean, they got a pretty good, better running back room than last year too. Zamir White, he was like the hype was there, everything was leading there. The year before, he showed the potential of being there, and then he came out and it just faltered. It flatlined, and it was like, why? But it happens. For a fantasy guy, it was terrible. And you could kind of see when it flatlined, you could tell when a run back flatlines and there is no redemption coming back later. I mean, do you feel that way, or am I over exaggerating that?
No, I think that's a pretty good statement right there.
I hate it because I was one of the guys that was hopped up on him.
I mean, I was too.
Yeah, I mean, he did really good. I mean, his part-time stuff was great. I mean, when he sat in for Josh Jacobs, it was like, oh, this guy's going to be great when he starts.
But I think that's the reason why he was so good, because of, he was filling in for Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
But ever since Josh Jacobs left, and then he was supposed to be the dude, I was really hoping he would have been the dude, but clearly what we saw last year. It just didn't show anything of him being the dude.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I was really surprised at the shakeup they did on the defense. I mean, it seemed like when Pete Carroll came in there, is like everything that was prior wasn't acceptable. I mean, just a few pieces did he leave alone, like Max Crosby. You're not going to touch that piece. Adam Butler, you didn't really touch that. But he filled in a lot. He got Jermaine Pratt from Cincinnati. He brought in Elland Roberts from Pittsburgh. He drafted Darian Porter, Jeremy Chain from Washington, Eric Stacks from Green Bay. It's like he filled in all these positions, and it's like everybody that was playing there prior, he dropped to the backups, and maybe that's how he felt about the team. I mean, I was surprised some of these players got pushed back that way, like Trey Wilson. But then, what did Trey Wilson do last year? I mean, it's kind of like hard to say. I mean, the only thing that was really shining on that defense was Max Crosby. There's a defensive player I don't see on here. I'm kind of surprised. Did I miss out on something here?
I'm not
DL.
sure.
Who was the guy that was the DL?
I I don't know. Oh, are you talking about Wilkerson?
Yeah, what happened to him?
Oh, they cut him.
Oh my God.
They cut him, or they cut him earlier today. They cut him and voided the rest of his $35 million in contract.
Yeah, I just
Uh,
noticed his name. Well, okay, we're getting some good news here.
Christian Wilkins is actually going after the Raiders because of it. I think he's trying to get the whole thing involved. But I did hear a rumor. Mike Vrabel actually made the comment about it. He said there's probably going to be discussions and talks with Christian Wilkins. Probably, he said it wouldn't surprise him if they did.
Yeah,
So
so
he
you
could.
believe he's going to go to the Patriots?
I mean, if Mike Vrabel talks to him, I believe he would. Yes,
I mean, I know he had a lot of injuries and he didn't really do much for the Raiders last year. So I was kind of surprised when I was looking at the
they'll
DL. I was like, someone's missing here. I was like,
they'll. I think they'll just throw like a little cheap, 1 year or 2 year deal, and just to have a body on the D line, which I think would be good on their part because there's no sense of signing him any big money if he's not going to be, stay healthy.
right. No, it's just interesting. They also picked up Devin White, but they got him as a backup to Jermaine Pratt, which I completely understand that. I mean, nothing against Devon White. He's good lineman, but yeah, I can see that. I was just surprised at how many, like, what he moved around. And I know a lot of this is going to change up again because at the end of the day, it's going to be only a 53-man roster. And a lot of these guys that I see 5, 6 deep are not going to be 5, 6 deep. And I can honestly, I'm going to put bets on it. And I'm not saying that's being mean, but I believe one of the people we're going to see go to our practice team is Amir White. I mean, I hate it for the guy, but that's where I see him going. I don't see him staying on the starting bench for a running back. Not with Raheem Morset and Ashton Jetney there. I just don't. And they got McCormick, which he's really nobody, but
He's, I mean, I guess he's a little somebody because
he's
he's
ahead of
outbeaten Zamir White.
yeah, that's true. Hey, anybody in the NFL is better than me. So just say that right there.
I mean, I ain't gonna argue with that.
Yeah. So let's move on to okay, before we move on, I'll give you my top player for offense and my top player for defense. Top player for defense is simple, Max Crosby. Um, should be. Uh the top player for the offensive side, I'm gonna have to go again with Brock Bowers this year. He will probably be the focal point of the team. Yes, they did draft Ashton Jetney, and there's no comment that he's not Ashton Jetney is not going to be good. I'm just saying Brock Bowers is going to probably like as a tight end, he's going to be good. I'm a, well that I'm kind of contradicting myself really. Actually, I think Ashton Jetney will probably score more fantasy points than Brock Bowers. Do you agree?
That was going to be my guy on offense. I was going to go with
Yeah.
Genty.
So let's be sensible here, Ralph. And I'm talking to myself, folks.
Now, Brock Bowers is dead on second, though, like in a neck and neck, but
Yeah. But when it
I
comes
think
to
Genty is
points,
going to get it because of the rushing and receiving.
yeah. And then the sleeper of the bunch will be I want to say Tommy Millette. I just have this feeling about him just coming out of nowhere, filling in one of them wide receiver roles. And it's not going to be at the start of the season. So I'm saying don't put him out there as your starter, but put him on your bench, put him in your flex spot. I think he's going to be a surprise.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to throw the sleeper. I really like Dante Thornton Jr.
Yeah, I
I
was not a
think
big fan of Dante Thornton Jr. So,
I am. So I
okay.
think he's going to be a sleeper.
All right. Well, since I picked the Raiders, who do you want to pick next out of this great or awful division we're talking about?
Well, before we do that, I'm going to give you my defensive player real quick.
All right.
I'm going to throw out Jeremy Chin. He'd be a good guy to pick up if you need somebody from this team. But
Yes.
after that, the team I want to talk about is the Chargers.
Mm,
I
they're
like the
great.
Chargers.
I do too.
You don't like this division, remember?
I don't like the division, but I think the Chargers are going to have a very promising team this year.
I like them. Um, obviously, I like Justin Herbert. I like, I really like the pick that they got with Amari and Hampton. I think he's gonna do great with what Jim Harbaugh is gonna want to do
Yep.
because he's gonna want to run the ball, and he couldn't run it last year. He realized he couldn't run it, so that's the reason why they threw the ball a lot more than expected. But now I believe since they have Mario Hampton and Najee, I think they'll be able to run the ball a lot better. So they'll be able to do what he wants to do, but they're also going to mix in, they're going to mix in the play actions. It's going to open up the play actions and it's going to open up the doors for the wide receivers like Lad McConkey and uh, Trey Harris and Quentin Johnston. So I'm really excited to watch this offense and see how and actually watch them all grow together because most of this team is like really young. Like
Right.
a lot of this team is really young, and that I like seeing that because I like seeing them grow, and when they grow, they're going to be tremendous if they stick together and grow together. Now, defense defense is a little bit different. They had a little makeover from last year because Joey Boza isn't on the team anymore. But I think I think this I think they tried to draft some people to hopefully you know fill in some spots if needed. They picked up Dante Jackson, which is it's a pretty good pickup. And they also picked up Deshaun Hand, which it's all right. I mean, could surprise me more than anything, but Cleo Mack is still there, and I know he's in his 30s, but
Oh,
he's
he's
still
still a
getting
powerhouse.
he's still getting after it. So
Yeah.
he's still getting after it. So I ain't worried about that. And they got some young linebackers that I really like. Uh, I really like these linebackers in this defense, and the defense is also kind of young, just like the offense. Yeah, you still have like we didn't say Cleo Matt, but they also have Darwin James. He's getting up there in age as well, but still great, still good player.
Yeah,
So
he's
I
probably one of the oldest ones there, but yeah.
so this team, I'm actually out of this whole division, like the teams out of this whole division. I'm actually like the most excited to watch this team and see how they grow and stuff. So that, yeah. But I will give you my players real quick. So on offense, kind of I've kind of went back and forth with it, but I am going to I am going to settle with Amarian Hampton just because of what they want to do with the ball. Now Najee, or right now Najee's on the pup list due to the whole the 4th of July eye thing, which
That's why you don't point firecrackers at your face. You
I
shoot them
mean,
away from your head.
I thought that was universal, but I guess I was terribly wrong. I guess it's whatever is out there in
I don't know what
California. I
happened. I was
guess,
making that up. I apologize if I offended anybody. But he did poke his
but
eye out. It's like, my name's Ralph, and on Ralphie, when I got my shotgun, like my little BB gun on Christmas, poked your eye out. Yeah, man.
yeah. So it opens the door for Mario Hampton, honestly, especially with Najee being kind of out for right now. I don't know the extent of how long he will be out,
I don't
but
either.
this just really opens the door for Mario Hampton. I knew Mario Hampton was going to take over eventually, but this
Didn't
is
think it
just
was,
like
yeah.
I didn't think it was this thing, but now this is just like, hey, here you go. If you really want to, if you just want to go ahead and forget about the whole challenge and the battle for the spot or whatever, the opportunity is now to take it from them. So I got a Mario Hampton, and on defense, I could have went with a lot of these players because I like Darwin James, I like Khalil Mack, but I'm actually gonna go with Junior Colson.
Oh,
Now
man, you stole my guy.
we can share.
We will share. So,
Okay, so
so
I'm going with him because I know he was kind of hurt last year, but from when he did play, I really like what I saw. So I'm gonna roll the dice with him again this year.
all right. So my take on the Chargers. Let me tell you guys a little thing. Justin Herbert was a rookie. No one cared anything about him. He was on the waiver wire in our fantasy league. It was a redraft league. I had Dak Prescott. It's the year Dak Prescott played 4 games and got his ankle rolled. I won all 4 games with him, except for the game that he got his ankle rolled. Because guess what? It didn't happen at the end of the game. It happened at the beginning of the game, and I had him
Hmm.
playing. So it was devastating to my team. But that year, I also had Christian McCaffrey, which he wasn't as healthy either. He was playing like here and there, and he kind of helped out when he could, but he wasn't great. But I had also picked up another underdog, Jonathan Taylor. So on the waiver wire, I ended up picking Justin Herbert up that week when he rolled his ankle because I had no really good quarterback after that. And I ended up winning the championship for that redraft league that year. So I appreciate Herbert that year. He did a really good job. So outside that, looking at this upcoming season, because we can't talk about the past, we got to talk about the future. Um, so that was like 2020. We're in what year? 25. So
Yeah, that's
looking at
5 years
this,
ago.
yeah, 5 years ago, dreams. Here we go. I really have high hopes. I think Harbaugh's really put some good pieces together. I always seen the Chargers growing, and I think it's finally growing to the point of where we're going to see more out of them. I like the pickup for wide receiver Trey Harris from Mississippi. I think he's been great. I think he'll outshine Quinton Johnson, but Lad McConkey will still probably be one of the biggest targets. I also like the Omar Hampton ad. I was very disappointed to hear Najee Harris got hurt. He's one of my running backs in one of my leagues. It's going to be devastating to me because it's unsure when he's going to come back. And I am suffering across the board in running backs except in one league. And I won't tell you that league because that's the league I'm going to win next year. It's ran by the fellow man that I'm talking to, but he doesn't know it yet that I will be champion. Uh, but with that being said, I mean, that whole offense looks good. Will Disley, tight end, decent. I love the wide receiver core now a little bit more than I did. Um, the running back room, I believe Omar, as long as he stays healthy, that's going to be an incredible running back room. And if something did happen, a lot of people are forgetting about that little sneaky thing back. Vidal, he did very well. I'm surprised he's not ahead of Haskins from Tennessee, but I think that'll shake itself out towards the season because you got like a total of 7 running backs in that room. Some of them guys are going to end up on a practice team. And they do carry a full-time fullback. A lot of people don't know that, but yes, they do have a full-time fullback. But that's Harbaugh. That's the way he plays. He keeps his fullback. Uh, Defense, they made the improvement. I agree. Dante Jackson was a big improvement for the defense. It helped out the defense. It solidified it. It didn't really like say, oh, it made it a sure thing. It just kind of put another puzzle piece there, built a little weakness, and gave it a little bit more oomph. It's always been a tough defense, so it's going to be impressive. So my pick for the players is not Omar Hampton. I'm sorry. I'm going to go with Lad McConkey. He's going to do really well again this year as a wide receiver. He'll probably finish in the top 5. I believe Omar Hampton will finish maybe just below the top 10 running backs, but I don't think he'll finish above that. And that's just my opinion. Not saying that I'm right or wrong. Other people have better hopes for him than I do. The next thing I see is defense. I will have to share the same defense as I said earlier. I believe the strongest defense player this year will be Junior Colson. I liked a lot what I seen last year. They got a lot of good pieces, and the safety Derwin is really good, but he is getting up in the age. But that doesn't mean nothing. But I'm more concerned about injuries, like Antonio and them. They get hurt, they're out an entire season. He's getting to that point where we might see that. I mean, he was drafted first round 2018. He's been in there for a while. But the one thing about defense players, they age with wine. They're like wine. They age. As they age, they get better. So they're not like the offensive players. It seems like they go off and fall off. It seems like a defense player, when he hits 30, he's at his prime. It's like, but then it's a lot of it's the knowledge he gains, learning offenses and understanding his position and how to take care of his body. And the players that do that end up doing very, very well. I mean, I'm not trying to knock the Joey Boses of the world. They're really great defensive players, but I'm talking about the Raekwon Smiths. These guys have been in the league for a while. They've conditioned themselves. They understand what's going on. And then the Zaire Franklins, these guys know how to play ball. Flochet from Jacksonville. It's like he's been in the league for a while and he's still playing at top notch with the rest of them. Fred Warner. I mean, these guys pay attention and they do the right things and they stay healthy and they're able to compete and give us top end defensive players. So Zach Bond played 4 years and then finally, or 3 years or something like that. Now he's at the Philadelphia Eagles and he's a star. He's in some categories, some people are putting him as a tier 1 and some people are still got him as tier 2. So it just depends on where your thoughts are on that. So I just think defensive players are special because Kyle A. Mack, any given day, that guy could put you up some numbers. But he's not as steady as some of the others, and I think Junior Colson will probably be more steady. So I am going to pick out the next team since I've done already named my 2 guys on that team. And on the punt returner side of it, it is the same guy this year named the punt returner. Got my glasses caught in here. Darius Davis. My concern about Darius Davis is I don't know much about him. And looking at where he's a backup to Lad McConkey, so I don't think he's going to get a whole lot of playing time. And a lot of times, if you get punt returner bonuses, you want someone behind someone that might get a little bit of field on a regular positional day. And Lad McConkey don't miss many snaps. So he might be a good guy to kind of watch out for and maybe pick up through the year if you need someone or have to have someone to fill something. But I just wouldn't put a whole bet in it. So going back out of that, I am picking the next team. And I'm going to talk about the Broncos. We got to leave the worst for last. We can't talk about the worst first. So we're going to go to the Broncos. Wow. So a lot of RJ Harvey hopes were shattered and thrown to the wolves when J.K. Dobbins entered the room. But I say don't sweat that too much. Yes, J.K. Dobbins will run the running back room. But as soon as he's hurt, RJ Harvey will get his shot. And that's why I say if you drafted him, hold on to him. Don't give up on him. I had a lot of hopes for Audric Estime. He just never pulled it through. McLaughlin, I gave up on a long time ago. No hope there. Not to be mean. Bo Nix, wow, wow, wow. Auburn was probably thinking, well, why couldn't he play like that where he when he was at Auburn? It wasn't his fault. It was your offensive line and your coaching. We'll just leave it at that. Won't get into that much deep today. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say no more. Uh, uh, Quarterback room, I'm still so confused and delusional on the Denver Broncos quarterback room because it's always amazed me, even before Bo Nix got there. It's like the room of no names, but in a way has a name, if that makes any sense to you. It's like when I hear wide receivers, I say Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, things like that, or Hollywood Brown, even. But Cortland Sutton, you don't really scream his name out, but in reality, you should be because he's a good player for fantasy. I mean, he puts up the points. You should be screaming his name out on top of your lungs in a lot of cases, but it doesn't happen. Uh, Mims, he was kind of a disappointment. And then the other guy that got there, I'm not too sure about Bell Devon. So I'm kind of like on the fence on them. A.T. Perry, he's hurt, but he's third string down, so it wouldn't really worry too much about them. They did pick up Evan Ingram for their tight end, but I think this is just a temporarily fill in. I think the coach is just saying, hey, I got to get someone that can play tight end because we didn't really have a tight end last year. This guy will do the job and maybe train some of these other guys up and see how things go in the draft next year. Defense, Alex Singleton sticks in my head. Yeah, that's and Nick Bonetta. It's another one I like. So when I'm picking my offensive player over here, I am probably going to go with J.K. Dobbins as long as he stays healthy. And for the foot for the defensive, actually, I'm going to kind of lean towards Drew Greenlaw. I mean, I think it's time for Drew Greenlaw to really put it out. And Alex Singleton is a good one, but I mean,
As
Drew Green.
as long as he can stay healthy.
That's it. That's the healthy thing is going. And then on punt returns, I won't say. Let me tell you right now, I'm gonna take the Mims thing back because if you have a punt turn bonus, you want Mims because he's gonna be your punt returner and kick returner. Plus, he's gonna be your wide receiver. So if you have Mims in a punt return bonus league, you will definitely be racking up some points. So I'd have to give it to that because I believe with the new rules, we're going to see a lot more punt return. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you go ahead and tell me who you think your top notch is out of this team.
All right, so on offense, I'm gonna. I think people need to get Cortland Sutton, and not for your wide receiver one, but either wide receiver two or flex spot. He's gonna really help you out more than people because he was one of is actually one of the favorites Bo Nix loved throwing to with 135 targets. So I think that I'm going with Cortland Sutton on offense because until the wheels fall off with him, I mean, Bo Nix loves the guy. So on defense, I really like this guy. I'm going with Pat Surtain.
Oh yeah, I
This
like him too.
guy, I like this guy. He's gonna get you especially if you got a league where you got points where they deflect the ball and stuff. Golden, just absolutely golden. I like the kid. He's one of the top shutdown corners in the NFL. So yeah, that's my guy on defense.
All right. So now we got to go talk about that other team. Eh,
Don't worry, I'll take it from here. I know
uh,
how hard it is for you to talk. So, but what he is referring to. He is talking about the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know, the new starting quarterback
Um,
is Gardner Minshew.
okay, let's calm down now. So here's my thing with the Chiefs. Um, I mean, they didn't really do much, really. The people that they signed was most of them are like backups. They didn't really sign like an actual starter. Uh, they drafted, they drafted a offensive lineman, which is an actual starter, first round pick, to try to help solidify that offensive line since that offensive line, is was not that great last year. Patrick Mahomes had to run around and make some miracle throws on a lot of plays just to get to where they were. So they got, I don't know. It's just hard for me to really, go out there and say, "Oh, wow, this team is just amazing." Because I hate saying it because they're gonna do great because they always find a way somehow or whatever. But it's just so hard for me. But the crazy thing is, so for the people who might not been keeping up with it, so Rasheed Rice, they done had the ruling on him now. He's got 5 years probation, but he can serve, and then he's got like 30 days of jail time, which he can do it at any time during the 5 years. We just don't know how long the NFL is going to suspend him yet. So for my guy on offense, I'm actually going with I'm going with Xavier Worthy. Because Travis Kelsey, like he's been great, like really great. But as we saw last year, I think we're starting to see him we're starting to see that age kind of start taking effect. So she Ross could be missing up to you know anywhere from 3 to 6 to heck maybe even 10 games. I don't know. But Xavier Worthy, that's somebody I'm really looking forward to on the offense. Defense, I mean, it's the Chiefs' defense, but but the player I do like there a lot is, I mean, they do have some good players like Chris Jones and George Karlaftis, and yeah, they got Trent McDuffie. He was really good last year. But the guy I'm going with on defense is Nick Bolton. I really like Nick Bolton. He's their leading linebacker. I really like him. So I mean, honestly, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I mean, I don't really have so much to throw out there about the Chiefs. So I'm gonna let you have the floor now on this team that you love so much.
Oh, I'm just dying over this team. Okay. This team is a mystery. This team that was born in Kansas City came out of nowhere. And then over the years, they've just been like one of them teams that build up to the momentum and then they disappoint their fan base. But then they got to the point where they quit disappointing their fan bases when I started hating them the most. And that's because they got this other guy that just like too cocky, shouldn't be on the football field. He's getting a bear belly. I don't know why we even think he's a quarterback, but he's there. You know, that Mahomes guy. Yeah. Okay. Will I draft him? No.
Mm.
There you go. All right. So I answered your question. Uh, maybe that's my
Wow.
problem.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, but no, he's a good quarterback. All joking aside, any guy on that team is better than I'd ever be. I got to have a little poke of fun. I am that guy that sits in my basement with my boxers on talking about you guys. I love it. At least that's all I'm doing, and I'm wearing the shirt.
Mm,
It's good. Even
mm,
though I got another grown man on the other side of the screen, he can't see what's below the desk. So, with
mm.
that being
That's
said,
probably a good thing.
yeah. with that being said, I do like the Josh Simmons pickup in the draft. I think that was awesome. I also like the Jalen Royal pickup. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I like Bashard Smith pickup. You're like, Bashard Smith, he was 7th-round pick. Why is he anything? Isaiah Pacheco was 7th-round, guys, 2022. Look what he done. But he ain't the great running back. Like, you're like, oh, I'm putting all my nuts in this basket. No, you don't want to put all your nuts in that basket. Trust me. I've had that deal. He's a good guy to have on your roster as a running back when he's playing and he's healthy. But I'm going to tell you right now, I watched that Bashard Smith play for the SMU last year, and I mean, it was impressive. He used to be a wide receiver. He transferred to running back. He's got so much potential, and I know he's only 4th-string currently, but this could all subjectively change because the guys in front of him is Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. These guys are all older people. The only other thing is Elijah Mitchell. I was never impressed with Elijah Mitchell at San Francisco, and he is injury prone too. So with that being said, yes, I agree. Travis Kelsey's kind of going off, but they got decent tight ends right behind him. Noah Gray and Jarrett Wiley, both great tight ends. Probably Noah Gray's a little bit better than Jarrett Wiley, even though Noah Gray was drafted in the 5th round and Jarrett Wiley was from the 4th round. I just think he's a lot better. He kind of reminds me of that Kelsey. Rashi Rice, who knows with the suspension in his jail time. We're sure he's going to probably do his jail time during the summer months when they're not playing football. Surely you wouldn't do it during your football season. His suspension, he's going to be the guy that's going to be playing in his spot would probably be Smith Schuster, Juju Smith. I mean, he's not the like wide receiver. Like he's a good wide receiver player. I'll have to agree with Austin. Xavier Worthy, but I also believe we could see a rebound for Hollywood Brown if he'd stay healthy. If he could just stay healthy, I think we could see a rebound. But
I was considering him.
But I still have more faith in Xavier Worthy now. If Hollywood Brown goes down and Jalen Royal gets a shot, we're going to probably change the tone. Jalen Royal is a really good wide receiver. So I wouldn't put it past him to outshine all them guys. And yeah, he's a little bit bigger than Xavier Worthy, and he could probably withstand a hit better than Xavier Worthy. But Xavier Worthy's fast. That's if you can catch him to hit him. I mean, that's the difference. I mean, Xavier Worthy, he touched the ball, he's gone. Jalen Royal, he's fast, but he's more a big guy. Defense, I'm going to have to go with the same thing Austin picked. The biggest defensive, highest scoring defensive guy off that team will probably be Nick Bolton. Behind him will be George Karlaftis. Chris Jones, the reason why he doesn't score as high in fantasy is he's a defensive tackle. His points are not that high all the time. So it's like an IDP, he's good, but an IDP, it's not wonderful. But I do like the punt return. Punt return is Nico Remingo, and he is, he's 3rd wide receiver behind Rashi Rice. So I don't know if he's like your guy either. That might change too before the start of the season, so we got to kind of watch out for that. But now let's talk about how we're going to rank these bad boys. So, so let me do something real quick here. I just realized I was typing in a box. I wasn't supposed to be typing it. Here we go. All right. So, just real quick, I'm going to give you guys my rankings on how this division is going to finish. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, I definitely don't think – I think who's going to win it is the Chargers. They're going to win it all this year. Behind them will be Kansas City Chiefs. Behind them would be Denver Broncos. And dead last will be the Raiders. And then I think playoffs, there's going to be 3 teams from this division makes it. And you said, why? This time it's legit. I know I did that earlier and I took it back. This time I'm not taking it back. I'm telling you that all 3 of them teams will end up making it. Chargers, Kansas City, and Denver will all be playing in the playoffs next year.
Man, I think you're cheating because I think you're looking at my list. You must have stole my list or something because I literally have 3 teams in the playoffs from this division as well. And it's all the same damn teams that you named.
Wow.
But my order is different though. It's not too different, but I'm gonna be the boring guy, chalk guy. Kansas City, I still think they got it until I see they don't. I mean, they somehow win. I don't know if they sacrifice, they've made some sacrifices to their gods or whatever and to get them where they are, but right now I got them winning it. Then right behind them, I got the Chargers, and then the Broncos, and then at dead last the Raiders. And just like you, I have all 3 of them teams going to the playoffs as well.
So we both had the Broncos finishing third.
Mm-hmm. We just had the division winner swap.
And we both have the Raiders dead last.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was interesting. So if you like the content, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And what do you always say, Austin?
Make sure you share because sharing is caring.
That's right. Sharing is caring.